Hey everyone, it's Megan. I hope you're doing great and I hope you've had a great start to your weekend. Today I'm going to do a vlog chit chat style video. I try to say style and type of video at the same time, about what I learned in college. And many moons ago I was requested to do this video, and I've had my little list of what I want to talk about for a while, but I just haven't had the opportunity to do it, or I just wasn't in the right mood. But I'm in the mood to do it today, and I actually got my senior portraits in yesterday, so I thought I would share them with you. And I'm a senior in college, my last year, and it's so like, there's so many emotions associated with it, and it's like exciting and scary and sad and happy all at the same time, and it's just like, I'm ready, but I'm not at the same time. So it's just a bunch of conflicting emotions, but I had my senior pictures taken like a month ago, I guess. And so I picked out two that I really liked, and those are the ones we got done. So I got this one with a purple background. This is like my second favorite. And then this one I love the most. I have like the gown thingy on, and I love it. It looks so official with the bookshelf in the background. I love this one so much. And so these are the senior pictures that we got developed, or whatever it's called, printed. So I love those, and it's really exciting, but like it's too real at the same time. So just a little bit of background. I went to a 4-year university and I moved away from home for it. I went out of state. I'm the only person from my high school to, like, in my graduating year from high school, I was the only one to go to the school that I go to now, which was really important to me. I really didn't want to go somewhere that I would know anyone or anyone would know me. I wanted to really start fresh, and I wanted to go to a smaller liberal arts school. So I knew that I wanted like about like 4,000 to 10,000 students. I didn't want it too small, not too big. The university that I go to has about 4,000 undergraduates, and that's perfect for me. That's actually around the same size as my high school. So that's a really big high school and sort of a small college. So it worked out. I really love the size, and for me it's great because it gives me the opportunity to learn in the best way that I can. I'm not a good like big lecture hall learner, so to me having a smaller school was perfect. And everyone will be different. I know that my friends and I went to totally different schools, like all of us are all over the place, and we just figured out what's best for us, and it all worked out for us. So I'm going to talk about more like experiential things that I learned in college, not really what sort of like things were taught in our classroom, but something that really stuck with me that I've heard a few times over the past 2 years from people that spoke at our college, and also like administrators and stuff at my school, is that college teaches you how to learn. And I think it is really up to you to take advantage of that, but especially if you go to a really good school or a school that you feel really comfortable in and with the learning style that they have, college will teach you how to learn for the rest of your life. And obviously college is a huge investment and something that I hope everyone takes the opportunity to do, but not everyone can feasibly do it. But if you can, or even go later in your life, college is awesome at really getting to know yourself, but also teaching you how to learn. And I really didn't get what that meant the first time I heard that, but I've reflected on it over the past year or so since I've heard that, and I think what it means to me, at least, is that college will teach you how to be a fast learner and to understand what people need in future situations, whether it be like interpersonal or at jobs. And I think that's really important because obviously we've went to school all our lives. I don't know how not to be a student, and I think that's one of the reasons that it's really freaky that I'm going to not be a student anymore after I graduate. But college has really set me up to be a good learner and to really oh my god, I just spit everywhere. That was disgusting. to really listen to what your bosses or the people above you are telling you to do, and also to work with other people. I know at least at my university, we have a lot of group projects which are really annoying, but it helps you like work with other people and have like a balance between leadership and also following others. And I went to a leadership conference for women in my university last weekend. Actually, it was a week ago today, and it was absolutely amazing. And it taught you that to be a really good leader, not only should you lead people and like say this is what we need to do and how we need to do it, but also to follow other people and to know when to step back and listen to other people's ideas. So I think that's something that I really learned in college that I didn't like actively think about before, and something that I really think is important to remember about college, because you often think, oh my god, why am I learning this? Why am I in this math class when I just want to like be a fashion designer or something? I don't know. But it really teaches you how to learn and be respectful of other disciplines. So that's like one of my only things that I have to say about like schoolwork actually. The rest are more just things that I've learned through my experiences at college, things that I've went through, and I have grown so much since I started 3.5 years ago at university. It's really crazy. It's like night and day who I am now and who I was then. And like I said, I did move away for college, and that was a really big struggle, especially since I had a lot of really great friends at home, and obviously my family here is so important to me, and I feel like I'm not like fully myself if I don't get to see them all the time. But moving away from home for college, if you have the ability to do that, or if you have any interest in doing that, I would really recommend to do it, because it is super scary and it's a totally different thing than if you just go to school and come back to your normal home in your everyday bed. But to go out of state, or like a few, like, I don't know, somewhere where you don't live at home anymore, it's just totally different, and it teaches you a lot of things. Like, I had never lived with anyone before, and in my freshman dorm, I was placed with someone I didn't know. I never had met her before. Now, 3.5 years later, we are absolutely inseparable and best friends, and I love you so much, Chloe, and it's crazy that it turned out that way, and I'm so lucky to have Chloe and to have had her since freshman year. But when we first met and we were in this small little double room, and everyone was like from all over the place, and we didn't know each other, and it was awkward, but it really taught me how to live with people, to, I don't know, it just made me grow up a lot more, and to just learn different things than you can learn in a classroom, or more things than you would know if you just lived at home or lived in your own apartment or in your own dorm by yourself. So moving away from home is a struggle, and I know both me and Chloe were really sad the first year when we were away from home for so long, and we still do get sad when we can't go home as often as we would like to, because we're both really attached to our homes and to our families. But having each other and making friends in your dorm, or like making friends somewhere on your campus that are also, those people are also going through the same thing, that's really important. And like I said, it taught me how to live with another person and to make compromises, and it just teaches you a lot more things than I had ever known, because I never had to share a room with anyone before. Be open to new experiences, new people, and the future. And this is something that I think you have to learn for yourself. A lot of these things are things that you have to learn for yourself, because I wouldn't have been able to talk to you about this 4 years ago when I didn't know any of this stuff. But to be open, I'm still trying to learn to really be open and to not close myself off to new opportunities or to judge people before I meet them. And I don't know, I think it's really important for your whole life to be open to those things and to see when a door opens or when someone walks into your life and be like really accepting of that and excited about that new opportunity. And especially for you seniors or juniors out there, be open to your future and any possibilities that there might be out there for you, because there are tons, and this is something that I have to remind myself of daily, because it really scares me that I don't know what the future holds, but that's also an amazing, beautiful, opportunistic thing, because if you just have one rigid idea of what you want to do, or if you think you know exactly the path you need to take, usually it doesn't work out as perfectly as planned. And if you're not open to new possibilities or getting to know new people, you will really miss out on a lot of fun things that are out there. And I've met some really, really cool people that I never thought I would be friends with if you were to ask me a year ago or 2 years ago. And I'm really thankful that I didn't close myself off to new people, because I can do that sometimes, which is a bad trait of mine. But I really tried to push myself to be open to new experiences and new people. And if people ask you to do something, like, sometimes I just want to be in my room and not go anywhere and not talk to anyone, but I really tried to push myself to do new things and to experience new different things and go places where I don't know anyone, and it really pushes you outside of your comfort zone, and it gives you the best feeling when you have a great day after you push yourself out of your comfort zone. So being open is something that I really learned in college, and I am continuing to work on to this day, and I'm sure I will be for the rest of my life. Associated with that is that it's okay if you don't know what you want to do. And again, this is something that I need to remind myself of all the time, because there are people that I know who know exactly what they want to do, and I'm really envious of that, because I feel like if other people know exactly what they want to do, shouldn't I? And people are asking me all the time, what are you going to do after college, after you graduate, what is your dream job, stuff like that. And I have to say, I don't know. And usually they give me like a blank stare, but I think that it's actually a good thing that I don't exactly have a specific idea of what I want to do, because like I said, I am trying to be more open to the possibilities of whatever that might include. And if you are a senior, you know that people are always asking you, what are you gonna do after graduation? And it's one of the most annoying questions to hear, because you hear it all of the time, but it's okay if you don't know. I really have to remind myself of that it's okay, even though they give you strange looks, and sometimes they just don't really accept that, because I guess they expect you to know exactly what you want to do. Not like they knew what they wanted to do when they were our age, but it's really okay not to know what you want to do, and you will figure it out. And this is also a message to myself, because I really forget that sometimes, and it really stresses me out. But it is okay if you don't know what you want to do. Even when you're starting school, I had no idea what major I wanted to be. I didn't know what I wanted to do at all. I thought I wanted to be a writer. I thought I wanted to move to New York City and write for Nylon magazine, which would still be an awesome job to have. But I realized that I wanted to do more like advertising, that type of stuff, which is why I'm majoring in advertising and minoring in marketing. I went through my entire school catalog of every major, every class. I starred every class that interested me, and then I went through those and tried to see which majors had the most stars next to it. So that's how I decided that I wanted to be a communication major. But like I said, I started undecided, then I thought I wanted to be a writing major, then I had like this crazy meltdown, and that's how I decided that I wanted to go into communications. So if you go into college undecided, that is perfectly okay, because like I said, it opens you up to more possibilities. You can take more different classes, like you can try out a bunch of different things. If you're interested in photography, you can take that. If sociology interests you, take a feminism class or something, and you can figure out what you like as more of a hobby or more as like something you might minor in, and then something that you think you could take 15, 20, 30 classes on for your major. So it's okay if you don't know what you want to major in, and it's okay if you don't know what you want to do after you graduate. College really taught me about work ethic. And when I started college, like I said, I was really, really crazy. My freshman year, so many things happened. I moved away from school. My best friend stopped talking to me out of the blue. I started a relationship that really wasn't very healthy, and I was losing other friends at the same time because of that relationship. And I was just at such a strange place in my life that I wasn't putting all my effort into schoolwork. And during high school, I wasn't like that big of a nerd or anything like that. I wasn't really focused on my studies, but I still did well in school. And I'm thankful that I must have some sort of intelligence because I passed without really having to try too hard. I should have tried harder. But I was really slacking freshman year of college, and it was really not so great. But I did okay, but I didn't do as well as I knew that I could. And then sophomore year rolled around, things sort of started falling into place. I ended the relationship that was really unhealthy. My friendships were coming back together, and I was so like upset over the breakup that I had to throw myself into something else. And so I got a job on campus, which I still have now, and I really threw myself into my schoolwork, and I was doing so well because I just spent all my time doing it because I couldn't have a spare moment to think about how sad I was. So it really taught me to have a good work ethic. And at my job, I had never had like a real job before this, and I work at I'm an office assistant, and so I started that job. I had no prior experience at all, but my boss was so amazing, and she really like trusted me like out of the gate basically, and so she gave me more and more responsibility. I was really like involved in my work, and I still am, and I have gotten raises because of it, and I've been given a lot of opportunities that if I didn't push myself to have that really good work ethic, and if my boss wouldn't have like really believed in me that I could do it, I would have never had those opportunities. So I was really throwing myself into work, and then also schoolwork. My grades are like night and day from freshman year to sophomore year, junior year, and this year. So work ethic can change. You can learn to have a good work ethic. It's not like you do or you don't. It's inside of you. I'm sure you have a work ethic even if you don't see it right now. And I think that so many factors go into why your grades might or might not be as good as you think that you can do. So just sort of try to figure that out. I know that I have a really hard time balancing, and I think that's why that my grades really suffered when I was going through a lot of personal issues. So just try to put yourself, like really try at your schoolwork. And I know that it's hard. I'm not really someone that has ever really partied a lot or like gone out and like drank and stuff like that, like especially not when I was underage. And I know that a lot of people do that in college, and that's fine, to each his own, but I think that really pushing yourself to spend a lot of time on your studies and to do as best as you can will really pay off, and you'll feel really great about it. I always feel really awesome when I know that I have pushed myself really hard and I get a grade that I really like. So work ethic is something that I learned in college that I really didn't have before that. Another thing in conjunction with that is to stay busy. Like I said, I was so heartbroken after my breakup, and that's why I threw myself into my work and into my job. And I really tried to stay busy because if I had spare moments by myself, it was just horrible. And then I would sometimes think about like wanting to go home because I was so sad, and that just made me even more sad that I couldn't go home even though I wanted to. And so staying busy, that includes your schoolwork, your friends, your job, like doing other things. Like I would go to yoga classes sometimes, and I wish that we still had a good yoga teacher, but they got rid of the one I liked. So you can like go to the gym and stuff like that and just do things to stay busy and to stay active, and that will keep you mentally healthy. And it also helps me sleep, and I know that that sounds kind of weird, but when I stay busy and I have really full days, it helps me sleep at night, which helps like just everything. If I get enough sleep, I am golden, because when I don't, it's just not a pretty sight. So staying busy really helped me, and I think that it would help a lot of people as well. And my final thing is to do you. There are so many things that when you go to college or when you're graduating college, so many people have all of these pieces of advice to give you, and some of them are good and some of them just really aren't. And sometimes you'll want to make decisions based on your family or your friends or where your boyfriend or girlfriend are going after college or to college, and it's hard to like remove yourself from that and like see it from see, what is the saying, like see the forest through the trees or something like that, like see the long term instead of just right now. And I know that I have fallen into this, that I wanted to do what my friends were doing or what whoever was influencing me at the time was doing and make my decisions based on those people. But really, you really need to make your decisions based on what you want and what you want in the future and what you want right then too. Because if I would have made a decision on where to go to school based on my friends, I would be miserable because it wasn't what I wanted. It was choosing something because of what someone else was deciding for themselves, and I was like, I don't know, feeding off of them or something. And I think that goes along with also being more mature. As we grow up, you obviously get more mature and choosing to do things based on what you want. And I know that sometimes families can really influence where you go to school because usually they're the ones helping to pay for it. And you just have to remember that you should make this decision based on what you want to do, and not even huge decisions should you make those decisions. Wow, that's really confusing. You should also make like small decisions, like if you really don't want to do something that your friends at college are doing, don't do it. No one is forcing you to, and you'll feel a lot better if you just make the decisions based on what you want and not what other people are influencing you or telling you to do. So those are the main things that I learned while I was in college. And I've never watched another one of these, so I'm not sure what other people say, but I'm sure that there are pieces of advice that a lot of other girls and guys have learned through college that would be really helpful to all of us to hear. This is just what I went through in my experiences, so I hope that this was somewhat helpful to any of you who are going into college or who are in college or who are graduating like me. If you are in college or have graduated, let me know your story down below, and then everyone else can benefit from your advice as well. Yeah, if you're in college or if you're going to college or if you're graduating, good luck. I'm sure that it will all be fine and be great and work out, because it always does miraculously. And yeah, I just wish you all the best of luck, and I thank you so much for watching. And if you notice my eye makeup, it's a lot like crazier than usual. I was inspired by Lupita Nyong'o. I'm not sure how to pronounce her last name, but she is this beautiful actress who is in 12 Years a Slave, and I need to see that because the Oscars are tomorrow and I still haven't seen it. But I saw this picture of her from the SAG Awards and I was so inspired, and so I did this eye look. I love it so much, and I'm going to do a tutorial on it sometime soon. So let me know what you think about that in addition to my advice for you guys, and I hope you all have a wonderful Saturday, and I will see you really soon. Bye!